Hi, Susie from Pink Diamond Guide. How is everybody? We are into our new year, aren't we? We're into a seven, numerologically speaking. We're in a 7 year. So this is a year to embrace our soul, and we are off and running. So the energies that I really wanted to read on today, particularly for twin flames, was around the energy of our Cancer full moon that we have coming up. Now we are also in an energy of a Mercury retrograde. We're in the thick of that right now. That goes right till the end, to January 18. So I want to look at the Mercury retrograde energy with our full moon energy coming up on the 7th, which is a Cancer full moon. And the words that I use around this particular full moon are forgiveness, move on, make peace, say sorry. So they're the kinds of ideals that I have in my mind while we're thinking about the Cancer full moon. We've got Venus in Aquarius till close to the end of the month, which is an energy we're separating the boys from the men. It's either going to bring romance closer or it's going to push it away for good. There's no grey zone in this area. Excuse me. And in our Mercury retrograde, what I'm leaning into is seeking the root cause of where the problems are, and not to fall back into old patterns. Over the top of that, we've got our Jupiter energy, which is continuing to expand everything we do when we're looking to inspire and initiate. So there's a whole bunch of energies at play early in January. And then what we're leading up to, January 23rd, we've got Venus and Saturn meeting in the sky, where we're going to be talking about love and longevity and commitment to something you really desire. So that's you put all that over the top of 7 being a embrace your soul year. January's off and running with some big energies, and I'm definitely feeling it. There's some significant push and pull happening in our scenario for sure, like trying to figure things out and how we're rocking and rolling down here too. So let's dive into these energies and see how they're playing out between flames. First we'll read for divine feminine, then divine masculine. We'll build a bridge, finish with some divine love oracle, see if we can't pull ourselves a reading. Rightio, let's have a look. This energy, like, I'm feeling pumped for this. Let's see what this reading is going to tell us. Okay, divine feminine, here we go. Knight of Wands. We've got the Nine of Swords. Ooh, that's an interesting energy to come out. Three of Cups in the soul space. We're celebrating our soul energy. Wonderful. Three of Wands in the challenge position. There's that push-pull. The Emperor in the advice card. And the likely outcome is the Ace of Swords. This is fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. We've got the King of Pentacles, the Sun, the High Priestess, the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. Look at this. Sorry, I keep coughing. Open up throat chakra. We've got some messages to deliver. Wheel of Fortune. This is lovely that this comes in as a push from the universe underneath. So this is a layer of energy that's playing out for divine feminine. Here, it's like going, how this energy is playing out for me is going, you've flipped on people. You've got a different energy coming forward, and it's like going, you've done a 180 on things that I'm going to put it from my perspective, on things that will be tolerated. So it's not like you're going, it's not like bad luck's coming around, or in fact I feel like it's very much good luck coming around, even though we've got these two sevens here. And again, we're in a 7 year of embracing our soul. We've got these two sevens, but this Wheel of Fortune is reading a little bit differently to me. Because of that, it's like going, people are seeing a different aspect to your character. So it's going, I'm going to say you're not afraid to be the bad guy. You're not afraid to stand up for yourself. This is kind of where I'm seeing these two energies, is going, you're not afraid to steal off with the Five of Swords and leave two swords standing in the ground, asking people, going, what the heck just happened? What the hell just happened? What happened to Cancer? That's thinking of my own energy, and with this full moon coming up, maybe that's going to be a big influence. What the hell happened to you, divine feminine? Going, why am I seeing this different face to your character? And what happened to your big ideals around truth and justice, and always being giving and kind, and like, the energy I'm picking up is, I just don't feel like tiptoeing around toxic behavior. It's like going, there's another side to my character that's just line in the sand stuff. 7 of Wands, right? And if I'm really embracing soul energy, divine feminine, if you are too, it's going, here's where you stepped over my line, and now you're going to see a side to my character that you probably haven't met before. And then that is a 180 to what you're used to. So it might be that you're saying no more often. It might be that your energy is icy to people, whereas before you were a doormat. It could manifest in a bunch of different ways because there's so many different variations on the journey. But if we're looking at 7 as in a year to embrace your soul journey, I think that anything that comes your way that does not feel like it serves you, people are going to get a side to you that they don't recognize. So 7 of Swords can be a card of deceit, but that's not how I'm reading it this time. I'm reading it as going, you flipped on people and they don't recognize you because you're drawing lines in the sand. Next layer of energy, High Priestess, the Sun, and the King of Pentacles. I think this is a really interesting energy because we are trusting our soul song at the moment, you know, like with that 7 year. And the High Priestess is kind of what we lean on when we're trying to figure that stuff out. In going, you'll get a message brought down from the 5D. The High Priestess, she's the gatekeeper between the 5D and the 3D. She could be somebody like a tarot reader, somebody like an energy healer, or someone who's bringing messages through from the other realm. So the High Priestess is a legitimate conduit at the moment, and it's predicting sunshine and good fortune for you, right? It's like you're seeing the signs that things are about to improve for you. So you've got to keep trusting what this message is that's coming through from the 5D and how it's manifesting in the 3D, because my gut feeling is whatever you are working on, divine feminine, you're about to come into some level of abundance, or you're about to boss up in a major way. So take your chances right now. Whatever it is that your soul's telling you to do, it's going, don't fall in. Here's the Mercury retrograde energy. Once upon a time, you wouldn't take the chance that you're about to take. This time, do it. Back yourself. Don't fall back into old patterns where you doubt yourself. Jupiter is supporting us. When we lead, we attract new enterprises. We inspire and we initiate. That is the energy of Jupiter in Aries, and it travels all the way there till about May. So we really have this energy supporting us in the first half of this year to get on board with what our soul is telling us to do. And that is really what this energy is telling me. Going, you know what you're supposed to do. Whatever this opportunity is that's coming your way. And I do see it as an opportunity because we have the King of Pentacles there. And the King of Pentacles is someone who would be an entrepreneur, run their own business. And this is about to be blessed in a big way. So, you know, whatever you've been working on, whatever your pet project has been, the thing that lights you up, not the thing that you have to do, the thing that you want to do. Some of us are lucky that the thing that we have to do is the thing we want to do. And now we're going to get to have, you know, some beautiful blessings put over the top of it. But really, what I want to push under this energy is that Jupiter energy, when we lead, when we take action in the physical world. We don't just sit and think about it and think that manifesting is going to happen just because we had a good thought. You've got to have the thought and take the action. If it's a, remember I talked about in a few readings ago, like if you've watched it, if you haven't, it's back there. I've been talking about a mission. I used to call it a mission to Mars, but at the moment I'm calling it a mission to Jupiter, and it's going over the next 12 years. What do you want to build for yourself? And if you get there and you've taken this long journey to Jupiter and you're looking back, what have you achieved? What are you patting yourself on the back for? And then trust that the universe, like really plan this out and think about where you want to be standing. And we're talking about a Jupiter cycle for the next 12 years for sure, because we're kind of at a starting point of where it goes around again. So if we embrace that energy and we go, righto, I'm on a trip with Jupiter right now, and I'm looking at the next 12 years, and now I want to look back. What is my soul telling me that I can achieve? What is it that I'm desiring to achieve? January 23rd, Venus meets Saturn in the sky. Love, longevity, and commitment to something you truly desire. Now, you've got to figure out what it is that you truly desire, because then you can take action on it. Manifesting occurs when you get very, very clear about what you want, when you manage the things you think about in a daily way, and then you take action. Just even one small action towards your goal. Every small action helps the universe decide that you are serious about where you're headed, and it will conspire with you to bring you into abundance. This is an exciting energy. So glad to see that here. Knight of Wands, how I'm seeing this energy come through. Knight of Wands can get a bit of a bad rap at times, but here's why it's super important that he shows up in this position today. This is the push from the universe. So right now, we're being asked to go, what is it that you want to pour energy into? Right? Now, Jupiter and the universe is going to help us magnify what that is. So the Knight of Wands is kind of an energetic push that goes, it's charges ahead with a full head of steam, but it exhausts itself quickly. It's not here for the long haul, right? It's a flame that will exhaust itself. But because if you exhaust yourself with this energy in the coming weeks, you've got the energetic, the cosmic constructs available to you that the universe will take it over. If you can put the initial push into it, right? If you start the engines, this is what this guy's got to do. He's got to start the engines on what it is that you want, right? What do you want to achieve? Where do you want to see your life go? You start the engines and the universe will take over on your behalf and it'll sing your soul song with you. How are you showing up right now? Nine of Swords. So this one can be a tricky one. It can be that you're not sleeping properly, but I'm kind of getting it under a different energy. Is that maybe during that sleep space that you are getting wisdom. Nine of Swords can have a bulk of different meanings at different times, depending on what it's playing against. So what I'm getting is this energy of going, it's not that you can't sleep, it's that you exhaust yourself with your efforts, and then what's coming through in your dream space is really useful to you, or it's beneficial, or it confirms, edifies. So you might be having vivid dreams at the moment, or lucid dreaming. You could even be having visions in that in-between space that really support the push that you want to put into the universe. Now look at this, the Three of Cups. I love this in the soul space right now. Let's lean back. 7. It's an embrace your soul year, right? Look at these three. They're partying, right? They are embracing the song that is in their soul. They're pouring their energy into it. They're saying cheers to the things that light us up and that we want to do. They're inspired. They're initiating. They're going after what they want, the thing that rings true. So to have the Three of Cups in the soul space right now is really to set the stage beautifully for when that January 23rd Venus Saturn energy comes into the sky, because you'll know what it is that you are desiring, what you want to put your commitment into. So that energy, let's say it again, is love, longevity, and commitment to something you desire. These three are celebrating it. You, the divine masculine, and the divine itself, maybe. But what's playing out here is going, you are hearing the song loud and clear, and you are putting your energy into it with the fire of the Knight of Wands and the edification of the sleep space. What is your challenge? This is the kicker, right? And I kind of love that this is coming in the challenge position, because if this over here is our mission to Mars or our mission to Jupiter, there you are at the starting line, right? You're eliminating what's gone in the past, you're eliminating any other ideals, and your focus is just on where you're heading. This is no longer an option. This is no longer an option. That mission to Mars or mission to Jupiter is the only thing you have in sight. Now, that's not always easy to manifest. You really do need to take this time where you're in a lucid but conscious sleep. It's kind of that space between sleep and consciousness. It's lucid dreaming, right? But it's that minute before you really fall asleep. It's when you have some level of control as the visions start to take over. So it's what I'm picking up around that energy is it's going to help you construct the vision of where you're headed. Now, that might be tricky for you to go, oh, I can't see all the details, Suze. Does this mean that I'm going to fail in what I'm doing? No, it's not. Just do the best job that you can. And even if you want to create a vision board, and there's plenty of people out there who will poo-poo vision boards, honestly, they will. But the universe is conspiring with you. It doesn't make a difference to the fact whether your eyes see a vision board or whether you conjure the image with your third eye. Like, it doesn't make the distinction. And in fact, people can actually, there's experiments happening in Europe that I've seen that people can actually see without their eyes. So the universe is not, check it out, it's really mad cool what's going on, what the incredible superpowers that are being unlocked. The point of that, though, is going, the universe doesn't discern because everything's energy. So whether your eyes are physically seeing a vision board in front of you of what you want your life to look like, or you're visualizing it because you're good at using your mind's eye, it doesn't matter. It's still going, this is what I desire, this is what I want to achieve. And all of the forces that are at play right now support you in putting those visions forward and taking action towards them. Now, the other thing that you can do is, if visual pictures aren't your thing, write it down. Right, start writing words. Start. Maybe you're someone who wants to win an Academy Award for acting. Write down your acceptance speech as if it's already happened. The universe doesn't discern between. It doesn't play on time like we play on time. It's only us who have this illusion that things that we desire are, outside our reach or impossible to achieve. None of it is. The universe just is going, do you want to come and play with me? And if you do, you have to do your bit. If the thing that you're focusing on is the things that you're currently without, you're going to stay in what you think about. You're going to stay in what you take action on, because it's creating your universe out in front of you. So if you want to create a different outcome for your life, you've got to start thinking differently and you've got to start acting differently. And Spirit is telling me right now, for Divine Feminine, that is a challenge. It's the advice from Spirit is the Emperor energy. Now, this can be a tricky one because it can look like the Divine Masculine. I'm not seeing it that way. I'm seeing masculine energy, yes, but it is to take action. It's going, you've got the push of the Knight of Wands, so you've got a burst of energy coming your way, and what you're supposed to be doing is taking some course of action in preparation for this energy that's coming up at the end of the month, where we have a very beautiful conjunction in the sky that supports love, longevity, and commitment to something you desire. Now, if you want your twin flame in that scenario, start writing it out, start exploring it, start dancing with it, start fantasizing about what it feels like to be connected, instead of sinking back into the narrative of being in separation. And look, we do need to dissect this journey 50 different ways, because we're meant to learn and grow. But the current energy, what's being pushed upon us right now, is going, what does your future look like? What does your soul dance sound like? And if your Divine Masculine is in that picture, what does it look like in 12 years' time? Can you project 12 years' time? What does your house look like? What does your job look like? Have you had children with your twin flame at that point? What work are you doing together? Are you even, can you even get to the point where you can fathom it? If we're just being twin flame centric, but under this particular energy, don't stop there. Go, really, start diving into, what is your soul's work? What does it look like in 12 years' time? And if I tell you that the next 10 years is when spiritual life is really going to come to mainstream, where more people are going to chase it and desire it, where do you sit amongst that, with all of the work that you've done to get to the point where you'd even watch a channel like mine to find out more about what's playing out in the energy right now and how it affects twin flames? So here, in the likely outcome, is you're going to get understanding on all of this. You're going to get red hot clarity, right? You're going to get all the energy that you need, and you're going to get all of the understanding that you need to allow the universe to conspire with you to build the life you want to live. And if it includes your twin flame, if it doesn't, build that life. Just build it in your imagination. Start there. Start in your imagination. If you can't play it out there, do a vision board. Write it down and then take an action towards it. And it doesn't matter what action you take, just something. So, the easy example is going, if you want to start a business that's soul-based, what would you name it? Make that your one task for tomorrow. Set up the next task. What would you do? What would your goals be? And every day just have one little job, and it doesn't matter how little the job is, because the universe will go, ah, she named her business is real. It doesn't know that it's not operating in the real world. It just now knows there's a business that exists with this name, and it has energy attached to it that's attached to your journey to Jupiter. The universe will bring the next step forward for you so you can step onto it. Same as with your twin flame journey, right? You got to keep the goal in mind going, and it's not focusing on the outcome like a chaser energy, and I call it putting your connection up on the shelf. But when you get into manifesting, which is a different energy to chaser energy, and you're going, what does my ideal life look like? Now you have to put outcomes aside in as much as you don't want to sink into desperation around this energy. It's just manifesting, it's imagination, it's enjoying the moment. The instant you bring chaser or desperate energy to it, or the fact that this person, the instant you tell the universe it's not a likely outcome, you're correct, right? So this is just living in the moment as if it's real, and then when you're done, put it back in your heart-shaped box and put it up on the shelf. So it's a tricky thing to play successfully, because your ego will do all sorts of wonderful things to keep you struggling with the process of manifesting. But essentially everything's aligned with you right now to take your connection out of the heart-shaped box, spend some time imagining the perfection of it in union, and then when you're done, pop it back on the shelf with no attachment to the outcome. Don't worry if it happens, if it doesn't happen. That's over to the universe now. It will start working its magic on the things that need to happen for your union to occur. And it's a faith journey. This is the faith part of the journey. It's going, I can spend time with my connection and enjoy it up to my eyeballs, and dream about the magic of it. But the second I'm done playing, I'll put it back on the shelf and get back to the business of working my ascension journey. I hope that makes sense, because the universe is really, really keen to help you manifest your soul song this year. This is the year, right? Soul song. Right. Moving on. Divine masculine. What do we have? Energies for you under all of that fabulousness. I'm feeling really, really pumped. And I know I've had this silly back thing go on, and it slowed me down a bit, but my energy has changed gear. Like, I'm really feeling forward focused versus feeling like I was stuck and just sort of, on a stationary bike, just pedaling and pedaling and pedaling, and really just not moving forward. This energy really wants to push us forward. So we have to grab the bull by the horns and work with Jupiter in that respect, and go, when we lead, we attract what we want. So let's do it. Divine masculine, how's it playing out? Oh, 9 of Wands and 9 of Swords. Awesome. Righto. And we've got 3 of Wands. We've got some repeating energies here, and the King of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. And we've got 3 of Swords, and we've got the Magician. From the bottom of the deck, we have 10 of Swords, Strength card, the Hierophant. We've got the 8 of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. Don't we have some repeating messages here? I love it when that happens, because you know that the universe is really trying to get an ideal of unity across. And particularly, I mean, the lead up to this has all been, around singing a soul song. So you'd think if unions are looking to come online, the messages should start to be lining up. So Ace of Swords, Queen of Cups, and we've got the 8 of Wands. Look, we've got that Ace of Swords under there. Queen of Cups. So this is a really straightforward read to me. It's going, Divine Masculine finally has understanding on the value of the Divine Feminine. It's taken a minute, but they finally have understanding of the value of the Queen of Cups and how much perfection exists, not to blow Divine Feminine trumpet, but the love that Divine Feminine has to offer is not toxic. It's genuine. It's as pure love as is available. And Divine Masculine, because we've got the Ace of Swords, I'm going here, it feels to me like they're coming to clarity about the value of the Queen of Cups, how genuinely loving this energy is coming forward, and they want to start to take action on it. So, it's not every reading that I go, there's a push on the Divine Masculine to communicate, to move forward. This is an energy from underneath the deck, but let's pair it with what's happening up here. right? If this is an energy that's being pushed from underneath, and this is the push from the universe, they're really being pushed to come forward and communicate that they understand the value of the divine feminine. That's actually, I don't want to dive too much to, that feels so straightforward in its energy to me. What's the next level? This might get more complicated. Ooh, righto. So we've got the Hierophant there. Again, I want to reflect on coming into wisdom and going, I actually do want a higher level of commitment. I want a higher level of connection. But here's the but. There's always a but. I want a higher level of connection, and I know that I know your value, I know your worth, I know the love, and I want to be able to speak my truth, but I can't seem to overcome whatever the Ten of Swords is that is acting out in my life. It takes strength, right? And I do. Look, if we're looking at divine feminine here, and she's working beautifully with the universe there. Look, she understands love, and she loves this lion. And I show it every time. Look at the look on this lion's face. He looks so happy to be tamed by the divine feminine, right? He's going, I'm really happy to commit. I'm happy to surrender into the love of this connection because now I understand the worth of the divine feminine. But there's something holding me back, right? There's something holding me back. And we've got two trigger energies there. So Ten of Swords is feeling like you've been laid flat and let down, like there's a level of betrayal. So perhaps this will play out differently for everyone. I'm going to roll this scenario forward. Perhaps divine masculine has come forward and made a tentative offer. You don't need strength if you don't have anxiety and fear. So maybe there's been a tentative offer towards a higher level of commitment or towards valuing the divine feminine and her worth. I mean, the understanding's there. I want a higher level of commitment, but I'm bound with fear and anxiety. But on some level, he's managed to overcome it. Look, there's some level of surrender into the strength of the divine feminine. So there is no fear between these two, actually, is how I'm picking it up. But divine feminine, have you rebutted divine masculine? Has he come forward and put some form of an offer forward towards you, and you've put 10 swords in his back and gone, actually, no, I'm not actually wanting what you've got to offer. Oh, you finally see my worth, do you? That's fantastic. I really appreciate that, but I've kind of moved on for the minute. I'm not really in a space to sign up for this connection, but super glad you came, right? Kind of feels like that energy to me. And here, the push from the universe is going, don't quit, divine masculine. Don't quit. Keep bringing your message forward because I know you really want your ships to come in. I know you do. So keep bringing your message forward. Keep trying. Keep communicating. Like the Knight of Swords does come through at a rate. It's fast-paced energy. So it might be that, again, you've both got fast-paced energy here. Knight of Swords particularly, he's charging forward with communication. And you've got that on a couple of fronts. I get the feeling, though, he's been rebutted along the way. Again, here, look. Expect to have your heart broken. Expect to be disappointed. I know you want your ships to come in. Look at these. We've got a couple of these trees. Look at all these trees playing out. We've got three of cups, 3 of wands, 3 of wands, 3 of swords. So 3 is a pretty powerful energy when it comes to spirit because we do talk about the power of 3 in spirit in the Trinity, the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. But it's the other big references. When people come together in 3s to pray, miracles occur. There's 3 with the foundation of the triangle, which is a foundation structure in the universe. There's like a bunch of different references for why 3 is important, and it's kind of hitting me in the face right now that I know we're moving into a 7-year, but 3 is hitting me. And that is the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and the divine working together. But maybe 3 is significant because we're looking towards March. Who knows? Maybe 3 is significant to you and your twin for different reasons. But I've got, and then we've got a 9 there too. We've got that 9 of swords there too, which is, really, there's a 4 and a 1. Okay, the numbers are jumping out at me. If they mean something extra special to you, That's awesome, but it's definitely around the energies of threes. It could be that they've finally eliminated a third party. It could be that. It could be that they've moved out of a relationship, um, or a toxic habit, or they've known what to do with work because they really want their ships to come in on their connection. The King of Pentacles is like really working hard on your soul, and I love seeing this here in as much as we've got embrace your soul as a 7 year, like I've just said. Now, King of Pentacles is someone's really doing his work around this soul energy, and he's charging forward with his revelations. His struggle is, right, the Knight of Wands is going, I'm trying, I'm trying, right? But I'm running out of go. I'm running out of juice. I'm running out of steam because I'm running into heartbreak. I'm running into disappointment. Why do I keep getting knives, swords put through my heart space? I'm really struggling. But what I want to say is this is exactly the kind of energy that brings on something like this. This kind of level of being broken, that Three of Swords energy, is exactly the kind of thing that brings on this level of transformation. Now, what I love about these two cards, right? You've got a Divine Feminine with the infinity sign above their head. You've got the Magician over here. And look at even how these cards present. They're like, all of that yellow, all of that bright, strong yellow color. Yellow is all about your personal power center. And again, you've got another big, strong yellow card there. I just feel like Divine Masculine is coming into a level, and it doesn't matter how many rebuttals or heartbreaks or disappointments that he's facing. He knows that he's brought them on himself, one, because of the journey, but not because let me clarify, the journey has brought those events around and he's been his own worst enemy because of it. But he now has everything he needs to transform. And that's been a long time coming, right? It's like to have the Pentacles, the Cups, the Wands, and the Swords all working in his favor for him to perform the perfect alchemy to transform into this perfect expression of love, infinity, right? This is the new template, transforming out of the old. And I talk about this often with people. Like, the old template is the love heart, because to draw it, you draw this side and you have to stop, change direction, and you have to try and draw this side to be perfect and even. And I kind of call this the model of codependency, in going, I have to be perfectly on the other side of you for you to be perfectly on the other side of me, and we have to match and we have to change direction. There has to be some level of stop, go, push, pull for this energy to be able to come together perfectly. Whereas this energy is always in flow. Like, it doesn't have to stop. You don't have to, change the direction. You don't have to go, oops, I have to stop, change direction. It just flows all the way around. This is the new template of love, and the Divine Masculine is transforming into it. So that's exciting. But for some reason, he is getting some pretty tough rebuttal from Divine Feminine, right? Let's build a bridge and say, what would Divine Masculine say to Divine Feminine if he could? I think this is an interesting energy, particularly given everything that's gone on. And I want to call it, before I read it, that there's the full moon. Let's read particularly on that energy and look at words like forgive, move on, make peace, say sorry. So we're looking at that on the 7th of January. Let's put that energy into, well, what would Divine Masculine say to Divine Feminine if he could? If he found this voice, right? This voice comes charging in with this energy and this energy and this, what would he say? Righto. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, we've got the Hangman, we've got the Knight of Swords, we've got the Eight of Pentacles, we've got the Page of Cups, and we've got the Eight of Wands. Notice I said if he could, right? If he could talk, this is what he'd say. Right, Knight of Pentacles in reverse, going, I'm still struggling with the day-to-day, right? Like, Knight of Pentacles in the upright is someone who is, and I love this interpretation of it because it has a kind of a different feel. It's somebody who really can take their rest. Like when Knight of Pentacles is represented in the forest this way, I kind of look at the energy as somebody resting on their laurels, going, I've done all the work I need to do and I can stop and have a break. Now, that's not the traditional message for the Knight of Pentacles. He's normally got a much more driven energy behind it. But when I look at this energy and when I feel sort of what's pushing against it, it's kind of going, this guy rests on his laurels. This guy goes, oh my God, there's no way I can rest on what's happened. I actually can be, highly aware of that, if I continue to rest, like where I've been and what I've done. Oh my God, I can't rest in that energy. There is no rest. But I'm here. I'm in the hangman position. I'm telling you that I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. If I could, I would reach. Look, my hands are free. My hands are absolutely free. I could reach up at any point and attempt to untangle myself from, and it's only 1 foot that's even bound. If I could reach up and I could actually get myself upright, and I don't need to be bound as tightly as I am. But I am. This is a chain. It's around 1 foot. I've got 3 limbs free, 1 limb tied, but it's keeping me in place. I know I can't rest on my laurels because there's nothing particularly there that I want to rest on, and yet I'm not reaching up to set myself free. In the soul space, all I want to do is charge for. I just want to tell you everything that's going on. I want to tell you everything that's going on. But for the moment, I'm going to keep it a secret. I think this energy to me is really saying that what's going on beneath the surface is, like what it looks like on the surface versus what's happening underneath the surface are two very, very different energies. And if I could tell you what was happening, if I could, I would tell you that I'm finding it really, really hard to get past everything that's happened in the past. So it's like I'm standing on this mountain of all the troubled things that I've done in the past and going, I actually can see that how unworthy that energy is, like going, I've got a lot of work to do. I've actually got a lot of work to do. And that mountain of work actually feels like a really tough challenge because this is somebody who's getting to work. They know what the task is, and they're burning the candles here late at night. They're working really, really hard late into the night to get the job done that they need to do. Because I want to make a very, very... here's our Page of Cups. Look, but he's not fish in a cup, Page of Cups. Look how glowing and full of light this Page of Cups is. It's a much more lit up, versus our Rider-Waite Page of Cup who's got the fish in there. This to me is like a much more lit offer. It's a much more genuine. Look at that beautiful chalice that he holds, and it's lit from the inside. Now, this is an interesting energy because the Venus Aquarius energy right now is about clearing the air, right? And it's going, if he could, he would clear the air from what's happening in his soul, and he would make this level of a pure offer. But that Venus Aquarius energy is clearing the air, but it's separating the boys from the men. And it's going, if I'd had the Rider-Waite Page of Cups there, I'd be going, yeah, it's a very boyish thing to do to bring a fish in a cup to somebody. Where is a more evolved energy? What do they bring? They bring their light in a chalice. It's a much more evolved energy. And I think our divine masculine might have evolved more than we give them credit for, but can't necessarily articulate it. They don't know how to move forward. So it's a bit of a stuck energy there on someone who is really making progress, truly making progress. And I think that, what they're hiding versus what they'd like to say are two very, very different processes. I'd like to bring you this evolved offer, but I just can't seem to line my words up, or I can't put 1 foot in front of the other to come and knock on your door. But let's put some Divine Love Oracle over the top of that and see if we can't round out this reading. Let's have a look. Divine Feminine, what have we got from you from our Divine Love Oracle? False mask. See, I'm not kidding, am I? Dimensions, yeah. And body and soul. This is super interesting. You know why? Because this plays back right to where we... Don't you love when a reading wraps back on itself? See this? This is where I started. Right now is It's going, what the heck has happened to you, Divine Feminine? What the heck has happened? I don't recognize you right now. Remember, I said this right at the start? And what is it? Like, there's this very defensive energy around, you know, maybe you're protecting your energy, Divine Feminine, but you've done some level of 180 because whatever's playing out for the month of January requires you to hide behind a mask. Now, this, I don't always enjoy seeing this energy because it does have this energy of being fake. But I don't think it's fake. I just think other people are looking at you going, I don't recognize you right now. You know, you seem different. Where's the person that I know? Can you flip that back 180 and bring that person back? Because who is this person hiding behind this mask? And look, I think this energy will stay in place, Divine Feminine, for a few weeks to come. Maybe after the energy of the full moon, where here it's going, you know, like I said, is it forgive, move on, make peace, say sorry. This is kind of what needs to play out, is this genuine light in this chalice. But it's going, maybe Divine Masculine going, I just don't know how to approach. Why? Because you seem different. Something's up. Dimension. See, this is a really interesting energy as well, because we're talking about how when we're moving through this month, it's a very potent time for you to look at how, and we're looking at Divine Masculine here, going that journey to Jupiter, so to speak, and going, what is it that I want to build? Now, that if you can desire it, it already exists in the energy out there somewhere, right? It's just waiting to be built. So when I look at an energy like dimensions, it's going, if this future already has energy ties to it, if the timeline is already alive, they're probably able to see it too, because it's already alive and well in a dimension. Now, time and space are dimensions. We don't understand necessarily all of their full capacities, but what we're leaning on when we're leaning on dimensions is the ideal that it, you know, where we exist in more than one space at one time. Now, if the 5D connection is alive and well and safe, and I've talked about putting it in its heart-shaped box while you spend time fantasizing, you might be creating another version of you in another realm, in another dimension that you're not even aware of, that is impacting your Divine Masculine. So this energy of feeling dimensions, it could even be that they're experiencing visits from guides and angels, or you could be imparting your energy where that feels tangible to them, and they go, well, I'm feeling you in a different dimension or a different space. So it's an awareness of the fact that you exist beyond the physical, and that these extra layers of dimensions exist. Now, body and soul, this is what I'm picking up, is that these unions are coming online. So this ideal of sitting in that space and truly imagining what it looks like to be in a tangible union is what this energy is suggesting to me. Now, whatever level of detachment has to apply for you right now, Divine Feminine, to affect this in the Divine Masculine's world, it looks to me like it's affecting on body and soul, which means that it's a 3D revelation that wants to come forward. I actually might just grab another layer of energy on that and just go, what is Spirit telling us about body and soul? And I'm going to use these cards. Sometimes they can be a bit fluffy to me, but I kind of want to use them for this one. I don't know the names of all the cards. I'm really, really sorry. I just buy them and use them and throw the box away, and then I don't know what they are. Sorry about that. But let's use these little lovey-dovey ones. You deserve love. Yeah, absolutely. Let go of control issues and engagement. This is what I'm talking about, engagement in the physical. Now, this is really interesting because when we go, you deserve love, you are lovable. So that is really what I was suggesting in going, sing your soul's song. And the truth of a twin flame journey is understanding that despite the rejection, despite the suffering, despite the separation, despite the questioning, any of the above, you are lovable. You are deserving of this connection. And when you get into a manifesting space and you bring your heart-shaped box off the shelf and you spend some time just in your vision and in your imagination and you're bringing your connection to life, make sure you've got that energy amongst it. I am lovable. I am lovable. Now, letting go of control issues is the of next step of manifestation. I'm just saying what they say. Allow this situation to unfold naturally, right? Let the universe conspire with you. So spend your time in manifestation and then put the connection back up on the shelf. Now, the thing is, it's letting go of outcomes too. Like you might spend time manifesting this connection. You might just do it once a week, and then you might not do it for years and years to come. But the universe, like once the energy is attached to it and you've taken an action towards it, and then you let go of control, which means that you don't tell the universe that, oh, that'll never happen, right? That's a control issue. You're trying to tell the universe what to do. Or you spend time up in that fantasy space, but then when you're allowing that dream universe in this other dimension, which is what you're creating when you're thinking, and then you try and tell the universe how to make that happen, like going, well, I'm going to have to move to a new town and get a new job in order for me to be in union with my twin flame. Again, that's a control issue. And that's something that the universe is going, well, does she want me to help or not? Right? Do you want me to help or not? Just tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. And get up tomorrow if the action that you take tomorrow is something towards your ascension journey, which is the key to bringing unions online. So you get up tomorrow and you meditate, or you research the Akashic records, or you learn about energy, or something that helps ground a higher frequency. That's an action towards bringing your union online. If you understand the doctrine, you understand that the actions that are taken to bring in union online is to complete your ascension journey. What's at the basis of that? Knowledge and mastery. So what you're doing when you bring your heart-shaped box off the shelf, and you're spending time in your visualization and manifestation about your ideal union with your twin flame, right? Then you put that back on the shelf. You don't tell the universe it will never happen, or you don't tell the universe how you think it will happen. You just put it back, and then you focus on your ascension. That's manifesting 101. Let go of the control around it, because even though we're not focused on the outcome, is your love life is, what does it say, ascending to a higher level of commitment. So that doesn't always mean that your twin flame is there and that you're in union, though there are indicators that we're moving closer. I'm not denying that. I'm definitely reading it in the energy. And January, speak Susie, January 23rd, Venus meets Saturn in the sky. Love and longevity and commitment to something you desire would reflect this card. So, are all the indicators pushing towards unions coming online? Yes, it is, but don't panic if it's not yours just yet. We're all coming together at different times and in different ways for different purposes. So this energy is not meant to be a one-shot fits all, but it is meant to let you understand what's being pushed against twin flames at this time and apply it to your journey where it's relevant. If you're not in contact with your twin flame, and I'm saying, well, as physical unions abound, know that physical unions are happening to help bring your union online, right? Because the more twin flames that come into union, I talk about the glass of water and keep putting a drop of food coloring in, the more unions that come online, the closer you are to experiencing that frequency as well. So we're cheering on those couples who are really, really close to bringing their unions online in the physical, and those of us who are still working towards bringing them together, we'll continue to support each other. Know that we come together in waves, and those waves are task-centric, not time. Okay, so don't worry if your journey looks like somebody else's, but their journey's coming together and yours isn't, because the journeys are task-centric. This is why we've got to learn about the doctrine and the ascension processes for them to be able to manifest on the planet. So just know that your journey will come together when it's meant to come together, and when we're offering insight into the energy that's pushing against you, apply it to your particular circumstance. I'm not going to stop reading energy just because one twin flame couple comes online. I'm going to keep looking for the energies that support everybody coming online, and then after twin flames ground this union, the whole planet is following us into this energy. So don't fear if yours isn't happening and someone else is, that, or they're getting connection and you're not. Don't think the journey's over for you. I promise you it's not. And everything is conspiring for you to embrace this transformation. Everything is conspiring for every twin flame couple to experience this transformation and for this new energy with faith, love. I don't have a tattoo for hope, but it's in my heart, to ground this energy on the planet. So with that thought, I'm going to wrap up this reading, and I'm going to say, in faith, hope, and love, it's bye from me for now.